The real reason why you don't care anymore is because you were sold a definition of success that no longer aligns with what makes you happy. See, we were told that you get a good education, you get good grades, you go to college, you get that degree, get a good job, make a lot of money, or you could build a business and make a lot of money. And that, my friends, is the pathway to happiness, freedom, and success. But now, here you are over 40, you're happily married, you have children, and you are so sick and tired of feeling like you are in a tug of war between your home life and your professional life. You are sick and tired of having your business, if you're an entrepreneur and you own your own business, and oh my goodness, you might have both a 9 to 5 and a business, but you're so sick and tired of your business consuming your thoughts and you never being fully present when you are with your children. Yes, you're physically there, but your mind is always somewhere else. Or you're glued to your phone, or you're taking your laptop on vacations because you're trying to maintain this thing that you have built, all of this effort, energy, achievement, accolades, financial status, professional status, clients, et cetera, et cetera. When the truth is deep down on the inside, and you haven't said it out loud because you're like, how could I say that? Truth is, you don't want it anymore. But you're afraid to say that out loud because you don't want to sound ungrateful, okay? Because you are grateful for what you have, the money that you have, the lifestyle it allows you to live. You're grateful for that, of course. Who wouldn't be? But nobody understands the tremendous and relentless amount of pressure that you are under to keep it all together, to maintain it. It's overwhelming, it's exhausting, and quite frankly, you're over it. Ask me how I know. I can tell you, as a woman who would define herself as a high achiever, high performer, all the things for my entire life, I have stepped away from and released this identity because it no longer aligned with my ability to be happy, nor with my definition of success. Because what I did was I began to lean into me. I began to trust myself. And what I realized in the silence and in the clarity that came forth was that I really didn't want my time and mental energy to be consumed with focusing on making money, more and more money, growing a business that just kept getting bigger and bigger. It just wasn't the thing. That's not, yeah, that's what I'm striving for. No, it's not. It's not actually. I, at this particular point, really could care less. That's not how I'm choosing to define success at all anymore. That was a bill of goods that we were sold, a line that we were sold as kids, indoctrinated as kids. Even our parents believed it too. And like I said, you get over 40 and you're like, this ain't it. It's not. And so the reason why you don't want it anymore is because the paths have diverged. The truth has been revealed. The lie has been exposed. You've lived long enough to see the outcome or the results of that specific programming. And by programming, I mean the things that you believe up here, your belief system. Okay. They are like programs that run on a computer that tell you who you're allowed to be, what you're allowed to have, what you're allowed to do. And so the programming that's been running for you all these years as a woman is that pursuing greater and greater amounts of professional and financial status is the definition of success. And that programming does not take into consideration, number one, your makeup as a woman, how you are designed, and what your needs are physically, because they're different. But what you've been programmed to do is to operate and function in an environment that was not designed by nor for women. And yes, you're winning, you're succeeding, but it's costing you. And that's why you're tired. That's why you're exhausted. That programming didn't take into consideration that you also have chosen to become a wife and you have a good husband. You actually made a wise decision, a wise choice. So you have a good man. That programming also doesn't take into consideration that the two of you decided to become parents. You have children, you're a mother. What that programming has you thinking is that those three things are on the same level. They're not. They're not. You will never meet someone who on their deathbed wishes they had done more for their clients or wishes they had done more in their business. No, they have regrets about how much time they did not spend with their children, about how much they did not prioritize their marriage or their spouse when they had the time and the opportunity. They got it all mixed up. They got it out of order because they didn't know they were supposed to be doing it any other way because they were conditioned to believe that this was the pathway to success, that at some point there would be a payoff. At some point it was going to all make sense, and it didn't. And so what I am saying is the reason why you don't want it anymore, the reason why you're tired and exhausted is because you've been running a program that isn't working for you. Okay. It doesn't work for you. It doesn't align with what you want. It doesn't align with who you are, because it's okay for the woman who wants that, right? I'm going to have it all and I'm going to try to do all and be all these things. Great. That ain't you. And thank you for stopping by this video because I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to her. We are so over and done with that boss babe energy, that hustle culture nonsense. No, not here. You're not. If that's what you want, hey, you can find that type of encouragement on another channel. But I'm not about that. And even though as a speaker, coach, and consultant for over 23 years, yes, I have taught my clients business strategy. Yes, I have taught or really guided women through the process of shifting their money mindset. And I still have current clients that I'm coaching on their businesses. But the way that I coach, what I really do is accelerated inner healing. So it's different. It's not just, oh, I'm just going to tell you what to do and then you go figure it out. No, it's always about the inner work and what's going on the inside, because that's the part that actually matters. It's about shifting. Number one, identifying what's really going on a beliefs level and shifting it to match so that it aligns with what it is that you want, so you can attain it much faster and easier. Okay. And so through my own growth and development and releasing this high achiever way of being, this definition of success that I just have to keep trying to pursue this professional and financial success at all costs, releasing that has felt like a weight off my shoulders. And so that's why I can stand here and tell you that if you want to release that, the reason why you have to trust yourself is because nobody is going to back it up. If everybody is running the same programming about their definition of success, they are going to look at you like you're crazy. They might say some things that sound judgmental or might make you feel like you're giving up or quitting or whatever, or maybe they are just a figment of your imagination. Maybe they don't actually care at all. Maybe they feel exactly the same way you do, but everybody's just too scared to say it out loud. I'm saying it out loud. Don't want it. And here's what I'm not saying. If a woman is single and independent and has to provide for herself and maintain a level of vigilance in that way, yes, that's what has to be done. But when you become a happily married woman and you enter into a partnership with a wonderful man who is a good provider, who takes care of you, who actually has the ability to give you the ease that you desire, and you now know that it is no longer anybody else but you who is holding you to this ridiculous standard and programming, then this is where we are right now. Because your husband's looking at you and he's going, I just want you to be happy. You can go plant flowers for all I care. You don't have to be doing all what you're doing for your business or your career or making money. I don't want to see you unhappy. I don't want to see you stressed out. I just want you to be at peace. I got you. You're good. But Because the programming tells us if we aren't pursuing making money and pursuing professional success, then that would make us a failure, right? Because if we're not successful, then we're failing, right? Or we're being lazy, right? We're not being unproductive. If we're not constantly pressuring ourselves to be doing something and wearing 1,000 different hats and telling ourselves, oh, we need to be doing this, and always looking for the next thing that we need to learn, the next thing that we need to acquire, rather than just, my goodness, allowing ourselves to just be and take a breath and enjoy what it is that we've created and built. As if being a wife or being a mother doesn't require effort. The difference is there is an instant reward. There is instant fulfillment. It doesn't come years down the road. It comes years down the road, and then it comes every single day, in every moment that you're present for. So you choosing to lean more into that part of your life rather than your professional life, you're losing nothing. You've lost nothing. But what you have gained is a measure of peace. You don't have that mom guilt anymore. Your priorities feel good and in order. And your business and your professional success, career, whatever, whether you choose to continue on that path or give it or not and be like, I'm good. I'm about to be a housewife, whatever. Because you could do that too. But if you choose to still want to have that, putting it in its proper place, which is never first, which is never being in the dominant, consuming so much space and energy in your thinking that it keeps you from being present for what's actually important to you and what matters. That you can do it, but you got to put it over here, and putting it over here, that's new programming. That's not what you've been conditioned to do. You've been conditioned to put it right here, and everything else goes behind it, as if being a mother and a wife is, just garnish on the side. This is the thing that you got to focus on. This is it right here. Because let's be real. This isn't like 70 years ago. This is not a situation to where you haven't worked, to where you don't have any marketable skills, to where you're married to a man that you can't trust, to where you're so concerned that you might be left in a lurch financially. None of that is true about you and your situation. So let's stop talking about things that haven't happened and probably won't happen. And even if they did, you know exactly what to do, exactly what you're doing right now. You just do it again faster. So let's stop acting like there's something to be afraid of. It's not. It's just simply the programming and you trusting yourself enough to redefine success as what makes sense for you. Creating a vision and aligning your life with that. Because there is so much more to life than just your business or your career. Period. But as long as you make that number one, you will always be overwhelmed. You will always be stressed. You will never be at peace. You will not have the happiness, the freedom, none of it, because you truly are shackled to somebody else's definition of success. Now, if you're done with that way of being and you really want to understand, okay, how do I do this? Step one is number one, trusting yourself. So breaking up with the idea that you need to continue on this predetermined definition of success, breaking up with the idea that you need to look to someone outside of you to validate whether or not what you're doing is going to lead to success, and really learning to trust yourself and rebuilding that trust in yourself. And then standing unapologetically in your definition of happiness and giving yourself the permission to live it. Now, that process is exactly what I walk you through inside of my Trust Yourself mini training. And I know that you already trust yourself when it comes to your business, when it comes to your career, you're confident in your expertise, all of those things. We're not talking about that, and that is not in question. But when it comes to you doing something outside of that, when it comes to you leaning more into your feminine energy, stepping into a life that doesn't look like what you were told it was supposed to look like if you were going to be successful, That is where you have to learn to trust yourself. And the reason why you have to break up with looking at this external validation is because the clarity for what you do want your definition to be comes from within. And that requires silence. You hearing your own self think. You feeling your own feelings on it. And then settling into it like, yes, this is it right here. And it's a lot to undo years of conditioning and programming. And it can be challenging to get clear on exactly what it is that you want. And that's why inside of my Trust Yourself mini training, I have included a bonus exercise, redefining success on your own terms. It's a guided exercise that will walk you through the process of not only uncovering what you currently believe to be true about success, but helping you, guiding you through the process of developing a new definition of success for you. So I'm going to put the link for that in the description for this video. And if you're not already, please follow, like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments if this resonated with you. And share this with another high-performing woman who is happily married and over 40 that you know needs to watch this video. And thank you for being here.